2025 is here, and the NFL is ready for a season like no other. Powerhouses rise, dynasties are challenged, and underdogs are ready to shock the world. Every division, every team, every record hangs in the balance. Who will dominate the gridiron? Who will crumble under pressure? And who will rise from the shadows to rewrite history? This is more than predictions. This is the ultimate showdown. Get ready, football fans, because the 2025 NFL season starts now.
AFC East, 4th place, the New York Jets, 5-12.
The New York Jets enter 2025 in yet another rebuild, led by new head coach Aaron Glenn and GM Darren Muge. The franchise hasn't made the playoffs since 2010, the longest active drought in major U.S. sports, and has suffered 9 straight losing seasons. A tough schedule to open the year adds to the challenges. Justin Fields is the centerpiece of their gamble at quarterback, bringing athletic ability, but still unproven consistency. The Jets have some promising young talent and a stronger offensive line than in years past. But last season's defensive decline and $63 million in dead money show how far they still have to go. This season is more about laying a foundation than chasing the playoffs, though fans hope it's the first real step toward turning the franchise around.
3rd place, the Miami Dolphins, 6-11.
The Miami Dolphins enter 2025 with both opportunity and risk. After missing the playoffs last year, they're trying to bounce back in one of the NFL's toughest divisions, the AFC East. Their schedule starts manageable, but a mid-season run of difficult games will determine whether they can stay in contention. The biggest question is health, especially at quarterback, where past injuries have derailed promising stretches. Miami's roster has speed and explosiveness, with playmakers on offense and a defense capable of pressuring quarterbacks. But depth is a concern. The front office added rookies to strengthen the trenches, showing a focus on becoming more physical. The Dolphins last tasted the playoffs in 2023, and this season feels pivotal for proving they can sustain success rather than slipping back into mediocrity. If they stay healthy and their young players step up, a playoff run is within reach. If not, a season closer to my prediction is entirely possible.
2nd place, the New England Patriots, 8-9.
The Patriots enter 2025 looking to climb out of a rough stretch and redefine themselves in the post-Brady, post-Belichick era. Since Brady left for Tampa Bay, they've managed just one winning season and one playoff trip, back in 2021. After finishing 4-13 last year, new head coach Mike Vrabel takes over to restore stability and rebuild the culture. A favorable schedule, the 3rd easiest in the league, could help them collect wins and stay competitive in an AFC East. Still led by Buffalo, second-year quarterback Drake May is the centerpiece of the rebuild, showing flashes as a rookie but needing more consistency. The team has also invested heavily in both lines, crucial for long-term success. My prediction is steady improvement but still short of playoff contention. 2025 looks more like a bridge year, a step toward building the next era of Patriots football, with the team expected to miss the playoffs for a 4th straight year.
In 1st place, the Buffalo Bills, 13-4.
The Buffalo Bills enter the new season as one of the NFL's strongest contenders, with a realistic shot at finishing 13-4, winning the AFC East, and competing for the Super Bowl. They are aiming for their 7th straight playoff appearance, both a franchise record and their 7th consecutive winning season. The challenge isn't proving they belong among the elite, but finally breaking through after recent AFC Championship heartbreaks. Last season, they reached the AFC title game against the Kansas City Chiefs, but fell in a narrow 32-29 loss. Josh Allen remains the driving force of the franchise, a rare blend of size, arm strength, and mobility. Around him, the roster mixes veteran leadership with young talent, supported by smart drafting and key additions that keep the team competitive despite the financial weight of a superstar quarterback. With depth, balance, and proven coaching, Buffalo is positioned to control its division once again. Now the question is whether 2025 will finally be the year they take the next step to the Super Bowl.
AFC North, 4th place, the Cleveland Browns, 3-14.
The Cleveland Browns enter 2025 after their worst season since a winless 2017 campaign, predicted as one of the AFC's worst teams. The franchise is in rebuild mode, with uncertainty at key spots, especially quarterback, while facing a tough AFC North. Joe Flacco, a 19-year veteran, is expected to start, while younger QBs like Tyler Huntley, Kenny Pickett, and rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders have yet to show consistency. The running game and offensive line offer some stability, but elite playmakers are scarce, and the defense still struggles with depth and consistency. Cleveland last had a winning season and playoff appearance in 2023, with only 3 playoff appearances since 2000. 2025 will focus on development, with the Browns likely near the bottom of the AFC without a breakout quarterback or major roster upgrades. It's going to be another long season for them.
In third place, the Cincinnati Bengals, 10-7.
The Cincinnati Bengals enter 2025 as a competitive team in the tough AFC North. Their roster is balanced around elite quarterback Joe Burrow, whose accuracy and decision-making makes their passing game one of the NFL's most dangerous. The offense is supported by talented receivers, a reliable offensive line, and a balanced running game. On defense, the Bengals mix promising young talent with experienced players, though depth and consistency will be key to matching the offense's firepower. Cincinnati has been consistent in recent years with multiple winning seasons and deep playoff runs. Last season, they overcame a slow start to finish strong, showing resilience. If Burrow stays healthy and the offense performs efficiently, the Bengals should secure a playoff spot, though winning the division will be challenging. The new season looks set to continue their recent success and could offer a deep postseason run.
Second place, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 11-6.
The Pittsburgh Steelers enter the new season ready to compete in the tough AFC North. After a 10-7 season in 2024, they made the playoffs for a third straight year, falling to the Ravens 28-14 in the wildcard round. This offseason, they added veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers for experience and leadership, though durability at 41 is a concern. The roster blends veterans with emerging talent. The offense features a strong passing attack, balanced running game, and improved line protection, while the defense bolstered its secondary and front seven. Special teams remains reliable, and head coach Mike Tomlin provides steady leadership. With 21 consecutive non-losing seasons, the longest active streak in the NFL, Pittsburgh has the talent, coaching, and stability to compete for the division and make a deep playoff run. If Rodgers and the new additions click, 2025 could be their best season since 2020.
In first place, the Baltimore Ravens, 14-3.
After a strong 2024 campaign in which the Ravens won the division for a second straight year and made the playoffs for a third consecutive season before narrowly losing 27-25 to the Bills in the divisional round, Baltimore enters 2025 as one of the NFL's elite teams. Their high-powered offense and disciplined, opportunistic defense makes them one of the league's most balanced squads, giving them serious Super Bowl potential despite a tough schedule. Baltimore's offense combines a dual-threat quarterback with a strong running game, reliable receivers, and a well-coached line that both protects and creates opportunities. Defensively, the Ravens feature a strong front seven and versatile secondary, with depth and young talent adding flexibility. Under Lamar Jackson, the team has reached the playoffs in every season except for 2021, demonstrating sustained success. With coaching, talent, and experience in place, Baltimore is poised to win the division, earn a high playoff seed, and contend for a Super Bowl.
AFC West, fourth place, the Las Vegas Raiders, 7-10.
The Las Vegas Raiders enter 2025 aiming to recover from consecutive losing seasons and a 3-year playoff drought. With new leadership under general manager John Spytek and head coach Pete Carroll, the team is in a rebuilding phase, looking to improve on a 4-13 record while facing a tough AFC West. The roster blends young talent and veterans, though quarterback uncertainty remains with Cam Miller, Aiden O'Connell, and Geno Smith competing for the starting job. The running game and wide receivers provide depth, while the offensive line and defense continue to develop, led by edge rusher Malcolm Kuncey and linebacker Jermaine Pratt. Since their last playoff appearance in 2021, the Raiders have struggled for consistency. While playoff contention is unlikely, 2025 offers a chance to evaluate young players, build cohesion, and lay the foundation for future success. With development and a few breaks, the Raiders could emerge as one of the AFC's most improved rebuilding teams.
Third place, the Los Angeles Chargers, 9-8.
After a strong 11-6 season and a wild-card appearance in 2024, the Los Angeles Chargers enter 2025 looking to maintain momentum while navigating a tough AFC West. Division contention will be difficult, but the team remains in the playoff mix. Justin Herbert continues to lead the offense, supported by a mix of veteran and young skill players. The passing game offers explosiveness, while the running game and offensive line aim to provide balance and protection. The defense is developing, with talent at key positions, but questions about depth and consistency. Under Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers aim for greater discipline and cohesion. While they may not match last year's win total, the roster has the talent to compete for a wild card spot, with health, young player development, and defensive progress determining if they climb the standings or stay on the playoff fringe.
Second place, the Denver Broncos, 11-6.
The Denver Broncos enter 2025 riding the momentum of last season's surprising playoff appearance. Their first winning record since 2016 and first playoff berth since their 2015 Super Bowl win. In that playoff appearance, they made it to the wild card and faced the Buffalo Bills, losing 31-7. They aim to challenge in the tough AFC West, where Kansas City remains a key rival. Denver's roster blends young talent with solid veterans. The offense pairs a developing quarterback with a versatile backfield, reliable receivers, and a strong line that protects and creates opportunities. Defensively, the Broncos feature a physical front seven and a talented secondary, combining experience and emerging playmakers to pressure opponents and to limit big plays. With coaching, depth, and a growing core on both sides of the ball, Denver is well positioned to compete for the division and make a playoff run. If their quarterback develops and the team stays healthy, 2025 could establish the Broncos as a rising AFC contender.
First place, the Kansas City Chiefs, 12-5.
The Kansas City Chiefs enter 2025 as the standard bearers of the AFC, coming off a Super Bowl loss to the Eagles, 40-22. Since 2016, the Chiefs have claimed the AFC West title every year, and under Patrick Mahomes, they've never won fewer than 11 games, showcasing remarkable consistency, strong roster building, and the steady leadership of coach Andy Reid. Their offense is among the league's most dynamic, with a quarterback who can beat defenses with arm strength, mobility, and pre-snap vision, supported by versatile receivers, a reliable tight end, and a strong offensive line. The defense features a disruptive front, physical linebackers, and a secondary built to limit big plays and create turnovers. The only concern is their track record in close games. Last season, they won all 12 of their one-score matchups, a stat that could be tough to repeat in 2025. That means they'll need to blow out weaker opponents and prove they can dominate. Despite this, with organizational stability, elite talent, and championship experience, Kansas City remains the favorite in the AFC West and a serious Super Bowl contender, well positioned to continue its streak of division dominance.
AFC South, fourth place, the Indianapolis Colts, 4-13.
The Indianapolis Colts struggled again in 2024, finishing under 500 and missing the playoffs for the fourth straight year, with their last postseason appearance coming in 2020. My prediction of a fourth-place finish in the AFC South reflects a team still rebuilding, even in what's considered one of the NFL's weaker divisions. Quarterback uncertainty continues, with Anthony Richardson expected to start, if healthy, backed by Daniel Jones, rookie Riley Leonard, and Jason Bean. The Colts remain inconsistent on both sides of the ball, with depth and cohesion issues limiting performance. Offense and defense show potential, but lack stability, and the team has struggled to regain footing in the AFC South since 2020. Entering 2025, Indianapolis faces another tough season ahead, focused on development and rebuilding, with playoff contention is very unlikely and could be one of the worst overall teams.
Third place, the Tennessee Titans, 5-12.
The Tennessee Titans enter 2025 after their worst season since 2015, tied for a franchise record 14 losses. They haven't had a winning record or made the playoffs since 2021, with results declining steadily. Under a renewed regime, the team is focused on development. The offense shows potential but is inconsistent, with a committee at running back and an unproven quarterback group, while the offensive line is still building cohesion. Defensively, the front seven has some strength, but edge rushers are thin, and the secondary and linebackers lack depth and experience. Tennessee may show flashes of competitiveness, but is likely to struggle against playoff-caliber teams. I expect the Titans to struggle again in the new season, though they should be slightly improved overall. They are going to miss the playoffs for the fourth consecutive year as the team continues its rebuilding phase.
Second place, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 8-9.
After a tough season last year, the Jaguars enter 2025 aiming to regain footing in the AFC South. Despite playoff contention in 2022 under Trevor Lawrence, inconsistency has kept sustained success out of reach. Under new leadership from head coach Liam Cohen and GM James Gladstone, Jacksonville is focused on developing young talent while maintaining a competitive core. The offense has an upside with a mix of veteran experience and emerging skill, though consistency is a concern. The offensive line is improving, and both passing and running games show playmaking potential. Defensively, depth is developing across the front seven and secondary, but reliability remains an issue. The Jaguars should compete in many games and could challenge for a playoff spot, but limited depth and key positional questions make postseason success unlikely. This season is about growth, cohesion, and building toward future contention.
In first place, the Houston Texans, 10-7.
Fresh off 2 straight playoff trips and division titles, the Houston Texans head into 2025 looking to push their momentum even further. Last season ended in the divisional round with a 23-14 loss to Kansas City, but it proved this team can compete on the big stage. Houston has a balanced offense led by a young franchise quarterback, a versatile backfield, and a reliable receiving core, all supported by an improving offensive line. On defense, a fast, disruptive front seven pairs with a secondary capable of creating turnovers, though depth and consistency remain areas to grow. The Texans have shown resilience and progress through their rebuild, with my prediction of another AFC South crown reflects Houston's steady rise, showing this team is ready to take the next step. If they stay healthy and continue to develop, Houston could not only repeat as division champions, but also emerge as a serious postseason threat in 2025. So those are my AFC standings and record predictions.
NFC East, fourth place, the New York Giants, 4-13.
The New York Giants enter 2025 after one of the worst seasons in franchise history, setting a new record for losses and their weakest finish since 2017. Once a playoff team in 2022 and Super Bowl champs back in 2011, the franchise has struggled to find consistent success, with instability at quarterback a major factor. Veterans Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston add experience, but neither offers a long-term solution. The offense has young receivers and steady tight ends, yet lacks the firepower to compete weekly, while the offensive line must improve in both protection and run support. Defensively, Kayvon Thibodeau anchors the pass rush, but the rest of the unit remains unproven and thin at key spots. In the tough NFC East, facing established contenders like Dallas and Philadelphia, the Giants' climb back to relevance looks steep. All signs point to another rebuilding year, with New York likely finishing near the bottom of the NFC again in 2025.
In third place, the Dallas Cowboys, 7 and 10.
The Dallas Cowboys enter the new season looking to rebound from their first losing season since 2020, which snapped a run of 3 consecutive 12-5 finishes and playoff trips. First-time head coach Brian Schottenheimer takes over a team in transition. Talent is there, but balance and depth remain question marks. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb give the offense playmaking ability, but a once dominant offensive line has slipped, making consistency harder to find. Defensively, Dallas is retooling, but the pass rush and secondary, which no longer strikes fear the way they once did, leaving them vulnerable in a tough NFC East and conference. The Cowboys have enough talent to stay competitive, but they lack the depth and balance to be considered true contenders. While they could push back toward a 500 record if things break right, the more realistic outcome is another losing season as they continue rebuilding stability and identity.
Second place, the Washington Commanders, 11 and 6.
The Washington Commanders head into 2025 as one of the NFL's biggest turnarounds. Once one of the most miserable franchises of the 21st century, and without a Super Bowl since the early 90s, they've finally shown signs of life. Just 2 years removed from a 4-13 finish, they surged to 12-5 last season and made a stunning run to the NFC Championship game, their deepest playoff push since their Super Bowl era. The challenge now is proving it wasn't a one-year spark. Under head coach Dan Quinn and GM Adam Peters, Washington has built a more balanced roster around young quarterback Jaden Daniels, while adding veterans like Austin Eckler and Deebo Samuel to boost the offense. With Laramie Tunsil anchoring the line and a defense led by both youth and veterans like Von Miller, the Commanders look competitive, but still face a brutal NFC East. They may not be NFC favorites yet, but with health, depth, and momentum, Washington has the makeup of a dangerous playoff team capable of another deep run.
First place, the Philadelphia Eagles, 13 and 4.
The Philadelphia Eagles enter 2025 as defending Super Bowl champions, having claimed their second title with a 40-22 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. They've reached the playoffs in 4 consecutive seasons and won the division twice recently, though back-to-back NFC East titles have eluded them since the early 2000s. Under Nick Sirianni, the team combines elite coaching, roster depth, and balance on both sides of the ball. The offense is dynamic, blending explosive passing with power running behind a consistent offensive line. The defense mixes veteran leadership with young talent, capable of pressuring quarterbacks, covering the field effectively, and enduring a long season. I expect them to win another division title and remain one of the NFL's elite teams and a top NFC contender, capable of another deep playoff run. Despite their recent success, no NFC East team has won consecutive division titles in the modern era. The Eagles were the last to do so, winning 4 straight from 2001 to 2004.
NFC North, 4th place, the Chicago Bears, 7 and 10.
The Chicago Bears entered last season with high expectations, but fell way short. Now they head into 2025 still dealing with the fallout of a prolonged rebuild and their 4th consecutive losing campaign. Their last winning campaign was the 2020 season, and since 2000, playoff appearances have been scarce, with just 6 trips and a single Super Bowl appearance. This underscores how challenging sustained success is in today's NFL, where depth, coaching, and player development are key. Chicago's young quarterback showed promise in his rookie season, but struggled under pressure. The offensive line, which gave up 68 sacks last year, must improve significantly. The NFC North remains a tough division, having been the only one last season with 3 11-win teams, and is expected to be just as challenging again. This is a team still growing, building around a high-upside quarterback and a mix of youth and veterans. A playoff push in 2025 is possible as the Bears become more competitive, while they continue building a foundation for sustained success.
3rd place, the Minnesota Vikings, 8 and 9.
The Minnesota Vikings had an unusual season last year, winning 14 games but still failing to claim the division, only earning a wild card spot in a stacked NFC North. Their playoff run ended with a 27-9 loss to the Rams, capping a strong bounce back after prior struggles. Sustaining success has been difficult. They haven't made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons since the late 2000s, showing how competitive the modern NFL is. Entering 2025, the Vikings remain competitive, but face questions at quarterback and need more consistency on defense. The offense is potent, led by elite receiving talent and a balanced rushing attack, supported by a developing offensive line. The defense blends veterans with emerging players, but depth and playmaking remain areas for growth. Minnesota's 2025 outlook is competitive, but transitional. Success will depend on quarterback development, defensive consistency, and roster depth.
In second place, the Green Bay Packers, 11-6.
The Green Bay Packers enter 2025 having quickly adapted after Aaron Rodgers' departure. With Jordan Love at quarterback, they've made the playoffs in both of his first 2 seasons, part of 5 postseason appearances in 6 years. Last year, they fell 22-10 in the wild card to the eventual Super Bowl champion Eagles. Under Matt LaFleur, the team has been remarkably consistent, with his .670 regular season winning percentage ranking among the NFL's best. Green Bay blends young talent with veteran leadership, while Lambeau Field remains a tough environment for opponents. The offense pairs a developing quarterback with a balanced rushing and passing attack, supported by an offensive line built for a physically demanding NFC North. Defensively, depth and a disruptive front seven, along with a capable secondary, keep them competitive. With coaching stability, roster balance, and home field advantage, Green Bay is a legitimate NFC North and Super Bowl contender.
In first place, the Detroit Lions, 12-5.
The Detroit Lions enter 2025 as one of the NFL's most compelling teams after a franchise-best 15-2 record, with back-to-back division titles and the NFC's top seed. For a team long defined by struggles, this success has energized Detroit, though a playoff loss to Washington reminded everyone how ruthless January football can be. The NFL thrives on parity, and the Lions embody that shift. Once underachievers, now legitimate contenders. Dan Campbell's tough physical philosophy has reshaped the team's identity, even as both coordinators left for head coaching jobs. Continuity within the staff should help them stay steady. On the field, Detroit remains balanced with a top offense and a defense bolstered by depth and healthier pieces. The challenge now is sustaining success in a competitive NFC, where depth, health, and execution matter as much as talent. In short, the Lions are no longer chasing relevance. They're chasing a Super Bowl. The regular season should bring more wins, but their real test is proving they can finish strong in the playoffs.
NFC West, fourth place, the Arizona Cardinals, 8-9.
The Arizona Cardinals enter 2025 showing progress after improving from 4 wins in 2023 to 8 last season. They avoided last place in the NFC West and stayed in playoff contention late, which was a meaningful step for a franchise with only 5 postseason trips since 2000, including 1 Super Bowl run. Jonathan Gannon has added discipline and balance, with Kyler Murray's playmaking still central and pieces like Marvin Harrison Jr. and a stronger line offering support. A rebuilt defense looks to generate more stops and turnovers, the kind of gains that often decide close NFL games. The NFC West is one of the league's toughest, which could limit Arizona's record even with improvement. Still, they have dark horse playoff potential if things break right, but more realistically, 2025 should be another step toward respectability, building a foundation for future success.
Third place, the San Francisco 49ers, 10-7.
The San Francisco 49ers enter 2025 looking to rebound from a losing season that followed their 2023 Super Bowl run, their worst record since 2020, and a reminder of how quickly fortunes shift in the NFL. Despite the setback, they remain one of the NFC's most consistent contenders, with 3 Super Bowl trips since the 2010s. Last year's struggles stemmed from injuries, defensive regression, and Brock Purdy's toughest stretch yet, though the team showed faith in him with a new 5-year extension. Health will be the deciding factor. Losing Deebo Samuel and a weaker offensive line hurts, but McCaffrey, Kittle, and Ayuk keep the offense dangerous. while reinforcements should restore the defense. With a softer schedule, the 49ers remain a playoff contender with the talent and experience to make another Super Bowl run.
Second place, the Seattle Seahawks, 10-7.
The Seattle Seahawks enter 2025 looking to build on a 10-7 breakthrough season under first-year coach Mike McDaniel. The team reshaped its roster, trading DK Metcalf and Geno Smith while letting go of Tyler Lockett, and added Cooper Kupp and quarterback Sam Darnold. Running back Kenneth Walker and emerging receivers like Jackson Smith and Jigba give the offense balance, though the line will be tested in protecting Darnold and opening running lanes. Defensively, the Seahawks kept key players like Jarran Reed and Ernest Jones, while adding reinforcements to strengthen the front and linebacker core. In a tough NFC West dominated by the 49ers, depth and consistency will be crucial for competing in close games. With a mix of new talent and veterans, Seattle is positioned to challenge for a top 2 spot in the division. If health and cohesion hold, the Seahawks could return to the playoffs and even emerge as a dark horse Super Bowl contender, proving that last year's success was no fluke.
In first place, the Los Angeles Rams, 11-6.
The Los Angeles Rams enter 2025 aiming to build on back-to-back NFC West titles and playoff appearances under Sean McVay, who has led them to 6 playoff trips, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and 1 championship. Last season, they fell 28-22 to the Eagles in the divisional round, showing how small margins can decide NFL games. Despite losing Cooper Kupp, the Rams added Davante Adams, giving Matthew Stafford a top target. Stafford's health will be key, while defensive additions like Poona Ford and young talent from recent drafts give the unit potential to dominate again. The NFC West remains tough with the 49ers and Seahawks, and the Rams' schedule features several challenges, making consistency and health critical. With veteran leadership, offensive weapons, and an improving defense, Los Angeles is positioned to compete for the division and a deeper playoff run, though the margin for error will be slim.
NFC South, 4th place, the New Orleans Saints, 2-15.
The New Orleans Saints are coming off their worst season since 2005, which extended a playoff drought that has lasted since Drew Brees retired in 2020. 4 straight losing seasons is highlighted by the team's ongoing rebuild and low expectations. Quarterback instability remains the biggest hurdle, cycling through Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler, and rookie Tyler Show without consistent results. The offense has some promising pieces, but the line is still developing cohesion, which limits overall consistency. Defensively, veterans like Cameron Jordan provide leadership, but inconsistency and limited depth leave the unit vulnerable. Young additions are unlikely to make an immediate impact. In the competitive NFC South, wins will be scarce. I expect the Saints to be the NFL's worst overall team in 2025, and to finish last in the NFC South as they focus on developing young talent, making this a long rebuilding year aimed at future competitiveness.
In third place, the Atlanta Falcons, 7-10.
The Atlanta Falcons enter 2025 still rebuilding, coming off their 7th straight losing season since 2017, their longest skid since the late 1980s. NFL parity, injuries, and the salary cap make sustained success difficult. The roster mixes young talent with veterans, with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix competing at quarterback, and Bijan Robinson providing dynamic rushing. The offensive line and skill players give the offense flexibility, while the defense blends youth and experience but lacks consistency. In a tough NFC South, wins will depend on player development, health, and execution. The Falcons should improve slightly, but are likely to finish under 500 while laying the groundwork for future competitiveness.
Second place, the Carolina Panthers, 8-9.
The Carolina Panthers enter 2025 looking to build on modest progress after another losing season, still far from playoff contention. Since their last winning record and postseason appearance in 2017, they've missed the playoffs for 7 straight seasons. The roster mixes young talent with veterans, with quarterback stability a key factor. Bryce Young continues to develop as the long-term option, supported by experienced backups. The offense balances run and pass, while the offensive line aims for consistent protection. On defense, youth anchors the front and secondary, but depth and consistency remain concerns. In the tough NFC South, success will hinge on health, execution, and player development. The Panthers are expected to compete, but likely fall short of the playoffs, with this season pivotal for evaluating Bryce Young and the team's future potential.
In first place, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 9-8.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers enter 2025 after their strongest season since 2021, extending a franchise record 5 straight playoff appearances, including their 2020 Super Bowl win. Last year ended in a narrow wild-card loss to the Washington Commanders, 23-20. The roster blends veteran experience with emerging talent. Quarterback depth provides flexibility, the offense balances rushing and passing, the line protects the quarterback and supports the run, and the defense has been reinforced for consistency and pressure. Success in the NFL depends on depth, health, and execution, especially in the competitive NFC South. Tampa Bay is set to challenge for the division again, and if key units perform consistently, the Buccaneers are well positioned to continue their streak of competitiveness and make another playoff run. So those are my NFC standings and record predictions.
So those are my standings and record predictions for every NFL team this season. Which team do you think will be the best team overall? Let me know and drop a comment. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you love sports, you found the right place. This channel is all about bringing you the latest and greatest sports content. And don't forget to share this video with more sports enthusiasts. For more content and much more, please click up here to dive into more videos. And thank you so much for watching. Your support is really appreciated. I'm Sportsigator, and I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, keep loving sports.